Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the show, Serving Nerve, where we talk about whatever we want. If you haven't noticed, I've been wearing the same t-shirt and the same videos for these past uploads of whatever quantity, because I'm just binging on fat cringe compilations right now, and I figured, changing my shirt is not going to be the indicative factor on the fact that I spend my time chronically in my bedroom watching these kinds of things. So anyways, we're just going to get into it. I hope y'all enjoy the show, and let's just go. Fat people are hot. I don't understand, trying to look hot for the internet. Maybe it's because I'm a little bedroom dweller and can't get anybody in my bedroom in real life, so why should I try and impress people online? But, when it comes to this kind of thing, I have to say, that could be very true. I'm not trying to be violent by any stretch of the imagination, but technically, fat people have more body fat on them than skinny people. And I don't know what the water content of them would be compared to somebody else. But I bet if you lit a fat person on fire, they could burn a lot hotter and a lot longer than a skinny person. So they very well could be hotter than any other person on Earth. Who knows? I'm sorry, I'm not trying to be psychotic, but this is literally how I think on a daily basis, so... yeah, I don't know, man. But, you do you. You can think you're hot, or whatever. Beauty's subjective. Being hot is subjective. Personally, I think I'm the hottest when I fly a little bit too close to the sun, but that's just me. And, I don't know, man. I just gotta say, I think this is a little fetishy. I'm calling it out. I know that sometimes I'm, saying that when it's not fetishy, but... I don't know, man. Somebody's gonna be having fun with this video in a different way, I think.
Do you want to know something crazy? This is my body. Do you want to know something crazier? I don't hate it. Do you know that you can actually have a body and not hate it?
Yeah, bro. Be confident, be you. I wouldn't say that you should get on camera and get naked for the internet, but you do your thing. And I have to compliment this person, not on their body, but on their psychotic eyebrows. I think you all know that I love a good eyebrow wiggle, And I think this person would be great at it. Screw the body. Get fully dressed and then just wiggle the eyebrows. You'll get a whole crowd to fucking go nuts over you. Sorry, I can't help myself again. I'm very much psychotic these days. I don't know what happened, but I definitely was dropped on my head as a small child at this point.
I don't hate it. Do you know that you can actually have a body and not hate it?
But yeah, be proud of your body, do whatever you want, you should just endeavour to be healthy.
Right, it's about the fourth time I've filmed this now, because I'm getting angry. I've had quite a few comments this week of people saying things like, oh, well, it works for me. Oh, well, I've lost such and such weight. Well, I know someone who works for, each to their own. Slimming World, Weight Watchers, Slim Fast, don't work for anyone.
I think a lot of those kind of suck as diets. You should make a healthy diet for yourself. I think the best way you can make a healthy diet is go and find a bunch of recipes online and make them all from scratch in your house. You can do meal prep as well if you don't have a lot of time, and just make sure you're getting a lot of whole foods and stuff in your diet, and that's going to build you a pretty healthy cornerstone right there. I don't believe in Slim Fast, Jenny Craig, Weight Watchers. I think it's all unsustainable and stupid, and I don't like the idea of counting points. You may as well just count calories at that point.
The majority of people are going to lose weight when they first start, then it's going to stop, then about 90% of people are either going to regain it, regain more weight, or in some cases get a fucking eating disorder.
Okay, I've got to point this out. Yes, to a lot of that, when it comes to you trying to, go on a yo-yo diet, you're going to have weight gain after you go on that diet, because you're not keeping up with the habit of actually, sustaining a new diet. You're going to just go off of it eventually, and then you're going to regain the weight because you're back in your old habits. But not every yo-yo diet or everybody who goes on a diet is going to get an eating disorder. I think it's a very bad way to look at things when you're like, I'm not going to try because I don't want to get an eating disorder. That is up to you. I personally think that eating disorders are born from doing disordered eating behaviors, so you can develop the really bad habits that come with eating disorders by actually involving yourself in disordered eating patterns, and one of those can be when you are morbidly obese and you are not taking care of your body. That can also involve disordered eating patterns. I think the best way to go about this and to avoid getting an eating disorder is 1, talk to a dietitian. They can help you build a meal plan. 2, eat when you're hungry, stop when you're full. 3, just incorporate more variety, more whole foods, a plant-based diet if you are so inclined, lean proteins, whatever you're thinking. Don't feel like you can't do anything because you're worried about getting an eating disorder. There are ways you can do things healthily. I know a lot of people struggle with eating disorders. Trust me, I understand. but I'm just saying, my people, there is that balance that you want to find. And you can always get external resources if you are so inclined to lose weight, but you don't want to get an eating disorder and you're not sure where to start. There are ways to get around that, and I just hope people can kind of find those ways, because, you know, getting an eating disorder is terrible. I think a lot of people get eating disorders when they're teenagers and they start dieting, they start getting into really weird weight loss tactics and they have no idea what they're doing. But adults have pretty decently developed brains to where they can actually make those decisions and think to themselves on if this is a good thing to do or a bad thing to do, and also find affordable, healthy online resources and talk to dietitians if you need to, or just make decent decisions. I get this person's talking more about the yo-yo dieting and stuff. I get that. But I'm just saying, we shouldn't be saying, oh, I'm going to get an eating disorder and that's why I'm not going to do a diet. It's just because you don't want to. You have options. You can definitely make those decisions. I think it's very important that we talk about that, because I know a lot of people get eating disorders. It's a very common thing. Tons of people deal with eating disorders, and they suck. They blow bubbles, all right? And I don't want people to get eating disorders, but you can talk to a dietitian. And you can also find resources online and also not perform disordered eating behaviors that are going to perpetuate you to have an eating disorder.
I was 4 stone at Slimming World. So don't be sat there thinking that just because you've lost weight now, that you've won in that equation. You ain't. They're playing you. No one in diet culture, in any diet company, is winning unless you are the owner of that business, because that's where the money's going. Diet clubs will feed you lies about nutrition and health and tell you that being thin equals healthy. It's not. It's fat phobic. It's inaccurate.
See, this is the thing. It's like they have such a good idea there because, yeah, these yo-yo diets, they don't work. And they do feed, like, the diet industry, the weight loss industry, and they don't actually effectively help most people. But then they're going into this segue where it's fat phobic if you think that being, like, a normal weight or skinny is healthy or something. So that's a little all over the place, my dude. Like, I can level with this, but they've got the wrong idea. And again, like, we're just throwing around fat phobia, which is stupid.
They want your money. They don't give a shit about your health or your well-being.
That last bit is correct. Most industries are made so that they can make money off of you. Most products exist to make money off of you. It's your choice to invest in what you want to invest in, but the number one thing you should invest in is yourself. I'm just saying, and your health is important, so you should focus on your health. Usually by acquiring a healthy diet that doesn't need to be a fad, crazy yo-yo diet, and also being physically active. I'm just saying, my people. And also taking care of yourself. Your mental health is also important. I hope this person's doing well in adopting a healthy diet, and I hope that they don't get fucked up with diet culture bullshit. How about that? I have no idea what they just threw out the window, but you can choose to not adopt diet culture. Like, you can literally choose. You just want to be a healthy individual. You can choose to not involve yourself in crazy yo-yo dieting and endorsing, like, stupid weight loss products and all that stuff. And then you can also just have a healthy diet, adopt a healthy diet and exercise and just take care of yourself. And then there's that balance that you find. You don't have to be on one side of the spectrum or the other, my people. You know, like, I'm just saying, so many people, when it comes to these compilations, they're very 0 to 100, and it's not good for them to be. It's really not good to be 0 to 100, trust me, I know. I'm 100% 0.
Say that your heartburn and your back pain is caused by your weight. What are we going to do about that? If I were to prescribe you a low-calorie diet and exercise, I know that 1 to 2/3 of that weight is going to be regained in 1 year, and almost all of it will be regained within 5. Health at Every Size is actually a multidisciplinary approach that shifts the focus from weight management to health promotion.
I get the idea with the Health at Every Size movement, but I've heard so many ridiculous things from it that it's just, I really have to disagree with it. You can't be healthy at every size. But saying that, I do believe in what some of these people believe in, because I'm pretty sure what they believe in is they think that a crazy yo-yo diet is not going to be effective. Going on a severely calorically restrictive diet is not going to be effective, and it's not really going to be as healthy as you eating like a healthy whole foods kind of diet. I know I keep going off about whole foods, but eating a healthy diet in general and taking care of yourself and exercising because it's good for you instead of being focused about calorie counting and losing this weight. But saying that, you're also usually going to lose weight naturally, which is the multifaceted approach I think these people kind of perceive. You'll naturally lose weight if you are involving yourself in these healthy habits consistently long term. So I agree with them with what they're saying. I just think that the Health at Every Size movement is kind of ridiculous, and you cannot be healthy at every size. You can't be healthy if you're severely morbidly obese or severely anorexically thin. You can't. It's just not logical. And I hope that people can find that middle ground there, because adopting healthy habits at any weight is incredibly important. Eating properly is incredibly important. Severe caloric restriction is usually not effective long term. But at the same time, we do have to understand health at every size is pretty ridiculous, okay? I'm just calling it out. Sorry.
So instead of using weight as a barometer for success, we focus on health behaviors. Health at every size is also a social justice movement.
Unfortunately. See, that's the problem too, is it's like we're mixing health with social justice. I think that it creates more problems to be a social justice movement when you're trying to think about your health on a physical basis. I think a lot of people are just going to move the goalpost and things are just going to get wild and wacky, and you're going to deal with a lot more crap that doesn't need to exist. A lot of crapola, you know? I think that there's a way better approach to this, and I really like what some of these people are saying. I like what this person's saying, but I do not like the fact that it is a social justice movement. The health at every size thing I don't think is helpful for people. I personally don't think it's going to help, and I don't think you should feel you need to justify your body as an overweight body. I think it's just going to be an overweight body, and it is what it is, and society will just operate with you existing in it as is. Like, it's not that deep, you know what I mean?
In larger bodies face many disparities. Healthcare providers spend less time with them, are more reluctant to perform screening tests like mammograms and pelvic exams, and they're less likely to seek medical help. You are right about the shaming piece. That's called weight stigma, which negatively impacts patients even on a physiologic level. Several well-designed randomized control trials have found that health at every size leads to better patient outcomes.
I mean, again, like, I think people should endeavor to be healthy no matter what their body weight, and they shouldn't just be focusing on calories. But there is a balance here, and also I have to point out, personally coming from Canada, where the health system and the medical professionals there were not particularly professional, and everything's a nightmare to get anything done there. I agree that there are people who are going to do this kind of crap because they're like, I've got like 20 patients to see. I think it makes a lot of sense when it comes to the medical professional thing, particularly in socialized healthcare systems, by the way, because they're going to get paid either way, whether they treat you or not. Whereas in America, pretty sure they're in America, I could be wrong, but in America, the more procedures you do, the more you get paid. The more people you take care of, the more you get paid. I'm pretty sure that's the name of the game. So I could be wrong, but I think that this person could very much be right when it comes to the medical thing. I really don't know. But the health at every size thing, I do disagree with.
Now, this is problematic, but here's why. Will not be commenting whether I have or not, because that's not the point. But let's say, for hypothetical purposes, that my body has changed. You don't know what it took to get there. If I was starving, restricted, dehydrated, overexercised, all in the name of I'm on a ED recovery journey, not a weight loss journey. By this narrative, it means that I don't deserve to recover unless I'm small. I'm not worthy enough of recovering unless I'm in a smaller body, which is not the case. And also, really a key concept for me to be able to come to terms with my eating disorder.
I have to say this because, one, great job with trying to do the eating disorder recovery stuff. It's rough stuff. I'm going to point out the comment here. It says, OMG, you have lost weight. Good for you, basically is what they're saying. It's difficult to recover from an eating disorder at any weight, and you do not know what the person's going through. You could have somebody who's severely restricting themselves, abusing themselves, involving themselves in more disordered patterns, and hearing, hey, you lost weight, you gained weight. Things like negative and positive associated with weight, a lot of people negatively react to that, and it's not a good mentality to have. It creates a weird mindset where you negatively and positively associate things to do with certain things like weight loss and gain, and it usually can create more disordered behavior for the individual. But at the same time, losing weight through going into eating disorder recovery, if you are overweight, can actually be like very indicative that you are doing the right things and you are adopting a healthier lifestyle and learning to recover from your disordered eating. So I'm hoping this person's doing well and isn't doing like the bad things to themselves that they associate with their eating disorder. But at the same time, people who compliment you for losing weight when you're overweight have a very simplistic perception in the wake of you just getting back to a state of normality, which normal humans think of as good because it takes you to a healthy physical form. Your mental health is important, but people don't intend anything mean when they say this. They're trying to be nice. It is difficult when you have somebody recovering from an eating disorder because things you would think that are very nice are actually bad, and things that you would think are bad are actually really nice. Like, it's weird. If you talk to somebody who has like anorexia and you say, I can't believe it, you lost more weight, they feel better about that than being told they look healthier. because they think healthy is fat and they have a negative association with fat. So, it's just completely subjective. It's based on the individual. Hope this person's doing well, but nobody means anything bad when they compliment you as an overweight person for your weight loss. They think you're doing better, not worse. So I hope that clears things up a little bit. Hope this person's doing well. And also, if you don't like it, get off the internet. Just saying. I'm sorry. Like I'm just saying, man. If I have like an eating disorder, like I have a binge eating disorder, and I start like losing weight through maybe restricting myself exponentially, and I display this all online, but I don't really tell anybody, and then I start getting compliments on my weight loss, it's nobody's problem but my own, and at that point, for your mental well-being, you should not be on the internet putting videos up, because it can mess with your mental health. It is very important, and I think that your mental health is more important than a TikTok video. I think that your mental health is much more worthy of you than TikTok is. I think you should not be on the internet if that's gonna be the case.
It was really hard for me to let go of that dream, but that dream kept me the sickest. So yes, I'm striving for health, but it has nothing to do with weight loss.
Hey, good for them if they're getting healthier in life. That's all that matters, and I hope that they do well. I hope that they don't let those comments affect them, because nobody really intends on it being a bad thing. But anyways, that's the video, so tell me what you think in the comments below, my people, and yeah. What do you think about all of these videos or anything like that? And also, if you want to make any suggestions, suggest away. So that is it, and I hope y'all enjoyed, and I'll see you next time. See you later.